Hey, how's it going? Wanted to let you know about this carnivore diet with what I'm doing. I'm cleaning the bottom of my mouth. So don't think I'm doing anything kind of weird. But you know how that gunk gets on the bottom of your mouse. But anyway, I less than a week ago started doing the carnivore diet, and me and my wife have done keto before, and we've done really good with keto. The benefits of it noticeable within just a couple of days. But with the carnivore diet, we just started this last Tuesday, and I've lost 10 pounds. Today's Saturday, the 8th. I started this on Tuesday. I've lost 10 pounds in less than a week. And I wasn't doing that on keto. You'd lose, a few pounds here. I think probably the most that we lost, or that I lost, was about maybe 5 pounds per week. I would notice, it was still great because my original weight, even before starting doing the carnivore diet, last Tuesday I was 283 pounds, and today I'm 273. So, and I've gotten down to about 270 on keto before. We just didn't. It didn't really go as long as we wanted because simply we were on it, and then Christmas came, and then we said, "Screw it, we'll go with, the Christmas right around Christmas time, the cookies and all the crap." And then it took us about 6 to 7 months to get back on the keto, so that was a bad deal for us, and we got back on it, and then probably about a month later in September, my father-in-law died. So, of course, that made things very difficult with people bringing all kinds of food over. And, of course, when your father-in-law, your wife's dad, dies and you're dealing with the family and other family issues with my mother-in-law, of course, you tend to just say, screw it, we'll just eat whatever. We got to, deal with this. So now it's February, and I guess I don't know what day last Tuesday was. I can look it up. I think it was the 4th, 3rd or 4th. But anyway, let's see, what the hell's today? Oh, yeah, the 4th. Okay. So on the 4th, we started doing this, and just have had steak, had pork, no chicken yet, but I mean, eating one meal a day, going from 3 meals a day, couple of snacks, whenever something's out on the countertop, hey, I want to go ahead and have a bite of that. I've got kids that live at home with us, and they snack on things. So whenever something's out and you're just used to going for it, I've already gone through this with the keto, so it's not too hard of a transition. But with doing this, it's been easier. With the kids eating pizza, with just junk food, and I would love if they would do something like this, but of course we can't really force feed the kids only meat. My kids are 12 and 16 that are still at home. I've got 2 other ones that are out, and they're eating all kinds of junk food, and I'm jealous to a degree, but my older son, he has a hard time waking up in the morning, and my daughter is pregnant, so she automatically gets a pass. She can do whatever she wants, within reason, of course. But I've already been through this. My wife has been through this. My wife has had some weight issues over the course of her life, but I mean, she's had 4 children, and all born natural. So she's been into, or she's been through, having 4 kids, and the thing that does to a woman's body, chemically and physically, obviously. But she's gotten down to 130 pounds, and And right now I'm not going to go there with her weight, but she's happy with the results that she's seen in the last 4 or 5 days. She's also lost about 10 pounds. So with keto, I noticed 2 days in, 2 days after I started, that my inflammation that I had I had a knee. I've got a right knee. Everybody's got a right knee for the most part, but I had pain in my right knee, almost like it was swelling, but it wouldn't swell. It felt like it was swelling, and there was that issue that I was dealing with. I'm self-employed, and I do. It's not physical labor, but it includes moving. So I'm always constantly moving and stretching and things of that nature. So having a knee issue, that's a problem. I had really bad pain in my right foot, my Achilles, the tendon. So much so that it would hurt to walk. I mean, everywhere. And I would have to, because I'm self-employed, so I have to work every day. I don't have the benefit of calling in sick or sick days or anything. But in keto, 2 days in, my foot, and by that time it had already spread to my left foot. I had inflammation in both Achilles heels, or Achilles tendons. Achilles tendons. They were both hurting. To stretch your foot outright like this felt great, but to do that, almost unbearable. So I tried some different things, tried some inserts on my shoes, and that seemed to help. I thought it was plantar fasciitis, but it still just kept hurting after that. And I dealt with that probably for 3 to 4 months. And keto, I mean, it turned me into a believer. The crap that goes in your mouth ends up depositing itself somewhere else and bringing about pain in the form of inflammation. So I was a believer after that, and then just things happened the way they did, and it's an excuse probably. This is not Dr. Pepper, it's iced tea. I don't know if that's carnivore or not, but I don't care. I'm doing fine. I've lost 10 pounds in 4 days. But I was a believer on the inflammation part, and just the food that you eat, even though it's great, it's just simply not worth it. And I think a lot of people are, the first thing they do is whenever they feel pain, they go to the doctor, which is, totally normal. It's understandable. But the diet that they're on really, I think, contributes quite a bit to that. And I think that if you're watching this and if you have pain in your joints, if your back's hurting, your knees, instead of going to the doctor, just try to alter your diet first. I'll throw some pictures on here as far as just the things that I bought this last week and things that I've cooked, and I don't have any before picture or an after picture, but this is the first video I'm doing on this topic. But what I'll do is over time I will do more videos on this subject, and then that way you can see if there's a change. I mean, obviously I'll be able to see it if there's a change, but I'll try and maybe do once a week, just to be able to condense it down, the time. That way it's very noticeable from one video to the next. But been watching a lot of videos, a lot of different people that are having their experiences. So I thought I would do mine, because some people are talking about 10 pounds in a month, which in itself is wonderful. I've done, I've lost 3 to 4 to 5 pounds in a week with keto, but with this, it's really like impressive to me. Haven't done anything but drink water, coffee, just black, and eat steak, and a little bit of pork, eggs and cheese, and I've had these results. And right before doing Carnivore too, I was having some really bad back pain, and I would ice it, and it seemed to do pretty well. But every morning when I would wake up, just my pain, or my back was in just total pain. So not to where I couldn't get up out of bed, but it was just something that I had to stretch and deal with. I'm 46, just turned 46 in November, so I'm getting up there, and 283 pounds down to 273 in 4 days. I guess today would be the 5th day, but I weighed myself early this morning. I always seem to weigh less in the mornings than I do before I go to bed, and I weigh myself probably way too much. I weigh myself typically before and after anything happens in the bathroom, just out of curiosity, just to see how much weight is lost with either urinating or the other. And it's interesting. I mean, I can lose 2 pounds by just simply going or urinating, which to me is crazy. I've got a pretty big bladder apparently, but 2 pounds of urine, that's nuts. Got some meat to go check on. We're doing a beef brisket that we got on special. That's another thing too that I really appreciate, is looking for deals and sales on meat. More than likely, all the meat we bought is probably grain-fed beef. It's not. It's just from our local grocery store. It's not organic. It's not labeled organic, but 10 pounds in 4 days. I know the grain versus the grass is probably more over time, the health part of it, but just getting into it and just trying it. I've never liked the idea, if you told me this a year ago, that hey, you're gonna, in a year you're gonna eat nothing but meat, eggs and cheese, and the eggs and cheese part are just small, but primarily just meat, I would have instantly had a craving for something to go with it, even back then, because to me it's to my old me a week ago, it's crazy to think about not eating 3 different sides with a steak, or a big potato with a steak. That's just not how we're raised. Everything's got to be, you got to have everything. It's basically like Thanksgiving every meal, except it's not turkey and stuffing. It's enchiladas and beans and rice and salsa, and it's all these different things. That's just how we grow up, and that's how life is. But it's very doable. The last couple of days I've gone basically 24 hours. I've gone from dinner to dinner with just eating like a New York strip and a sausage or 2. And that's all I would do. And the very next day I go out and work, get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, get out, go work, go all day. Just have something. I didn't have any tea or anything yesterday, but I had coffee and water yesterday, and I went all the way till about 6 o'clock. So it was 6:30, and I was eating my dinner, and even then I barely was hungry. So to go 24 hours for a guy like me, 285, or that was, big fella, I know how to eat, and to be able to be fine with going 24 hours. And I would do that on keto too. I would I guess just intermittent fast every day. I'd typically go about 15 to 18 hours in between meals. Dinner all the way till a late lunch, maybe at about 1 o'clock, and have something, and then have, not have too much to eat, but then have dinner, and then do it all over again the next day. So much so that I would have to kind of force myself to eat just for the sake of eating something. It just didn't feel quite right. But it's been great for me so far, 4 days in. I'll try and do another video, I don't know, maybe within another week's time, maybe every Saturday, check in and just talk about it. And then that way, if anybody's curious like I am, because I'm watching all these other people too, I'm watching more women than men. It seems like there's more women doing videos that I'm finding, talking about what their experiences are. So maybe if you're a guy that's like me and whatever, this is just my experience. I've not gone to the doctor, not had any kind of work done. Basically just talking about it. So felt inspired to do a video about it. And comment below if you're in the same boat. That would be interesting to find out. I mean, I know there's a lot of people, but as far as similar to me, to my situation, if there's anything that maybe that I don't, if you want to throw me over some information, some pointers or whatnot, that would be pretty cool too. This is my bedroom as well. The dog is out in the living room. I got cats, and if I did anything out there, I'd probably have to stop a lot. So I do apologize. I haven't made my bed. It's okay. Anyway, I look forward to making more videos in regards to this trek that I'm on. I think, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's you, I don't know. I don't like the word journey. I think it gets used too much. If I think journey, I think, power ballads, you know what I mean? But regardless, on this from point A to point B that I'm on, check back in with me and we'll talk again in the future. Thank you for watching this. Hope you got something out of it, or at least maybe some inspiration. I don't know. But if you're thinking about doing this diet, man, what have you got to lose except weight and pain? It's worth it. It's worth looking at cookies and just saying, nah, I don't need it. I'd love it, but I don't need it. I feel great. No pain at all. I've had, like I previously mentioned, pain issues. Nothing's really bugging me. The only thing that kind of is noticeable is when I get up, both my knees just kind of crackle. But that's just been that way for years. So check back in with me. I'll keep posted hopefully every Saturday. Maybe if something comes up prior to Saturdays, but we'll go from there. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.